So I'm going to discuss a little bit about getting serious about our art practice, because what tends to happen when we make a commitment to anything in life, but here we are making a commitment to this art practice, sometimes what begins to show up at first feels like complete chaos. Because we're getting a little closer and looking at things a little differently. And within that, I'm going to read a couple of things and I'm going to talk about a couple of things. One, all the arts we practice are apprenticeship. The big art is our life. MC Richards. If you all don't know who MC Richards is, she was a poet and a potter and a writer. And she was also for a while the dean of the Black Mountain College out of North Carolina in the 50s and 60s. There is the most fabulous documentary that I recommend to all of you. This will be in the recording, and that is called The Fire Within. It was made in the 1980s, but it's still I feel, one of the most important process artists references that we can go back to again and again. So I'm just going to leave you with that, MC Richards, because what we're entering is a process. I feel that getting to the roots, being art is our life, the big picture is our life first, and when we get serious about the work that we're doing, when we get closer to it, we're developing a relationship, and we're beginning to integrate and start a trust in what we do and how to discern on our own. I often will read something, and today this is what I will read, and then I'll leave all the reading alone from there. When the work comes alive, our artwork, the best we can do is get closer to it. Keep in touch with it and trust its inherent meaning. One of the hardest things to teach artists or writers is to follow the work wherever it leads. We often have these preconceived notions in our head. We have a dream or a vision and set out to blueprint it and then make art our way through the blueprint. But when the work really comes alive and takes us in another direction, we think we failed. When characters refuse to fit our images of them, when plots go off on their own, or different imagery starts popping up and we cover it right away because, wow, that's just too scary, or that makes no sense, or here's the big one, that's just way too ugly. What is that? That is not me. Not me, go away, hurry, hurry, go away. It's when they want to speak about the beauty of life only, it winds up as a dark compliment, a complaint even. The work is co-creating with us. It's as if the invisible essence of what you're poking at sees your sincerity and says, "Oh, now that I see you're serious, I'll show you what this is really all about." I improvised within that, but that is a Mark Nepo quote. I believe the underpainting. The underpainting is a way where I say, we're gonna enter, we're gonna muck about. I'm gonna give you a prompt, not so much an assignment, but a prompt. And that prompt has been roots. And then you're following your routes, the roots and roots, depending if you're from the East Coast or West Coast, routes to wherever it might lead. Sometimes we get surprises. Sometimes that underpainting speaks volumes to us. And so here you are making like 3-step process, painting number 1, then I went and did this, and then I did that, and voila, it's finished. And then I ask you to revisit what you did, because sometimes those beginning images become the most important, but we don't even see it. So part of diving deep is really about discerning and discerning together. So we can practice integrating a deeper language so your cream can rise to the top and you can befriend what it is you're doing. So with all the years that I've been painting, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some key pieces that happened when I thought I was doing something else. And also with the roots and the routes, I talked about this individually with you all,